Hey Omies, I'm Ewashkiw. Thanks for joining me today for this dockside gentle Hatha practice. This is a 20-minute, suitable for all levels practice, and we're gonna stay pretty low to the ground. We're gonna do a few lunges. We're gonna move very slowly, gently, and you can turn it up a notch a little bit if you like, because there are some low lunges that you get the option to bring your knee off the ground, so it makes it a little more spicy. And in 20 minutes, we're done. Sound good? Unroll your mat, and I'll meet you there in just a few seconds. Welcome. Please lie down on your back. Bend your knees, place your feet on the ground. Have your feet roughly as wide as your mat, and bring your knees together to touch. Take one hand under your belly and one hand over your heart, unless that isn't relaxing and you have a different hand placement you'd like to use. You can use that. Take a few rounds of deeper breath, intentional breath, and find yourself here. Welcome yourself. Today we're going to work to find ourselves. You're going to work to connect to yourself, the very start of you maybe even. We're going to do that through awareness of our pelvic floor. So what is the pelvic floor? While you're lying here on your back, think of the very bottom of your pelvis. Now imagine that you have to stop peeing and engage your muscles like you need to stop peeing. And then relax. So it's similar action when we engage our pelvic floor. It's much less extreme. Fortunately, you don't do that the whole time you're practicing yoga. Create that engagement though again. Like you have to stop peeing. And then release it. Do it again. And release it. Do it again. And release it. Do it one more time. And let it go. Okay, so we're going to now try and do that with less engagement. So create that sensation of that engagement, but make it not as extreme. Like you don't actually have to stop the flow of urine. You're just trying to tone up some muscles. Relax. Breathe through your nose. We'll leave that for a moment. Breathe through your nose. Touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth, just behind your teeth. And make your breath nice and full. Work to make your inhale steady through your whole inhale. Work to make your exhale steady through your whole exhale. Work to make your inhale and your exhale roughly the same length as each other. So it's a lot of regulating your breath. Regulate the amount you're drawing in, regulate the length of time you're breathing, regulate the volume of your breath in terms of sound, but also, again, in terms of how much breath you're taking. Often in class, we'll call this Ujjayi, or yoga breath, Ujjayi pranayama. But it is missing an important part, and that important part is the bottom of your pelvis. So keep your breath steady and consistent. And now engage a little bit like you have to stop peeing, but just a little. Like you're not actually trying. That subtler engagement, more subtle engagement at the bottom of your pelvis. See if you can engage there slightly and steady your breath. And if you can, do. If you can't, it's practice. It's okay. We're gonna do some like asana stuff, some poses. This is just how we're getting going. Relax. Turn to one side and sit up. We're more used to doing ujjayi, practicing ujjayi while we are sitting upright, I find. So let's try that sitting upright. Let's start with that engagement though. So imagine that you are trying to stop the flow of pee, like that much. Engage that much, and then let it go. Twice more. Engage that much, and let it go. And engage that much, and let it go. And now, pause. Think about doing that engagement, but making it a lot less firm, a lot less intense. Just engage some, and let it go. So like my little head movements? I hope you saw this. I was like, whoa, and let it go. Tone slightly, and let it go. Cool. So if you think about your pelvic floor having 4 sides, it kind of does. The left and the right side, and the front and the back. You're drawing the left and the right and the front and the back in towards each other. So the front and back towards each other, left and the right towards each other, and you're kind of drawing everything in at the bottom of your pelvis slightly. It helps you find yourself. It helps you come together. It helps you draw into who you are so that you can connect to that, so that you can find your stability, you can find your flexibility, you can find your strength, you can find your focus. Tone the bottom of your pelvic floor. Really, it helps so much. Relax. Cool. Please stand up. Stand with your feet hip distance apart, parallel to each other. Stretch your arms down at your sides. Tadasana. Tone your pelvic floor. Draw the left and right side in a little. Draw the front and back in a little. Stretch your arms up overhead. Urdhva Hastasana. Hands shoulder distance apart. Stretch up and fold forward. Touch your hands to the ground. Bend your knees if you need to so that you can touch the ground. Going to a low lunge, step your right leg back and bring your right knee down to the ground. Have your left ankle underneath your left knee. Touch your fingertips to the ground and look forward. Low lunge. Think about the bottom of your pelvis, create a slight toning there, and then lengthen through your spine. Straighten your right leg, step your right leg forward, and step your left leg back. Change sides. Bring your left knee down to the ground. Have your right ankle underneath your right knee, and look forward. Fingertips on the ground, arms strong, look forward. Think about the left and the right side of your pelvic floor. Draw them in slightly. Draw the front and back in slightly. And get longer through your spine, just a little. Lift your left knee off the ground. Step your left foot forward. Step your right leg back. Again, right knee down to the ground. Keep your right toes tucked. And lift your torso. Stretch your arms up. So it's low lunge with your arms up. This actually has a name. It's called equestrian riding pose. I know. Ashwasanchalanasana. Don't try this on a horse, you'd probably fall off. If you're looking for a little more intensity in your 20-ish minute gentler hatha practice, you can bring your right knee off the ground. Draw the left and right side of your pelvis in, find yourself. Draw the front and back of your pelvis in, draw into yourself. Lift up through your spine, bring your hands down to the ground. If your right knee is on the ground, bring it off the ground. And change sides. Step your right leg forward, left leg back. Bring your left knee down to the ground. So we're all going to start left knee on the ground, left toes tucked under. Now you see why that's an important part of it. Lift your torso. Stretch your arms up overhead. It's a lot easier to get your left knee off the ground if you have your left toes tucked here. I'm not saying you have to bring your left knee off the ground. Personal choice, up to you. If you'd like a little more, bring your left knee off the ground though. So this is crescent lunge with your left knee down. It's Ashwasanchalanasana. Isn't that fun to say? Tone your pelvic floor. Draw into yourself and lift up. Bring your hands down to the ground. If your left knee is on the ground, bring it off the ground and step forward. Step your right leg back. Bring your right knee down to the ground. Lift your torso, stretch your arms up. Yep, we're just adding on a little bit. Hold your right wrist with your left hand and stretch up. Now you can do this with your right knee on the ground or your right knee off the ground, so choose wisely.
Next is side bend to the left. I call this one crescent crescent. Really need your pelvic floor here to hold everything together. Tone your pelvic floor, side bend more because of it. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Come up to center. Bring your hands down to the ground. If your right knee is on the ground, bring it off the ground and step your right leg forward. Step your left leg back. Bring your left knee down to the ground. Lift your torso, stretch your arms up. Crescent lunge, Ashwasanchalanasana with your knee on the ground. Hold your left wrist with your right hand. Stretch up, so pull with your right hand. And if you would like, bring your left knee off the ground. And then everybody side bend to the right. Crescent, crescent. Left knee down or up. Right foot wobbling or solid on the ground, Stephen. Let's see if you can find it. There it is. Tone your pelvic floor. Side bend more. Come back up to the center. Bring your hands down to the ground. Bring your left knee off the ground. Step back. Somewhere different. Downward facing dog. Yeah. Down dog. Push your hands down and forward. Lift your hips up and back. Steady your breath. Enjoy the sound of the water, the waves. Stretch your hips up and back. Tone your pelvic floor. Walk your hands back to your feet. And fold deeply. Uttanasana. Fold forward. If you need to bend your knees so that you can touch the ground, bend your knees. Slight tone in your pelvic floor. Move the left and right side in. Move the front and back in. Draw it all in. And stretch your head down towards your feet more. Place your hands on your waist. Stand up. All right, Tadasana. Stand at the top of your mat. Stretch your arms down at your sides. Just reset here. Make your feet parallel to each other. Stretch your arms down at your sides. Look forward. Nice. Stretch your arms up overhead. So it's nice to reset. Fold forward, Uttanasana. One more lunge. Step your right leg back. Bring your right knee down to the ground. Lift your torso. Bring your hands in front of your heart and twist to the left. Touch your right arm onto your left leg and twist to the left. And again, think about the bottom of your pelvis. Create a slight toning there. Push with your right arm, resist with your left leg, and twist a little more. Untwist and come back to center. Straighten your right leg, bring your right knee off the ground and change sides. Step your right leg forward, left leg back. Bring your left knee down to the ground. Lift your torso, bring your hands in front of your heart. Tone the bottom of your pelvis, stretch up through your spine and twist to the right. Twisted lunge. Push with your left arm into your right leg. Push with your right leg and resist your left arm and twist a little more. Think about the bottom of your pelvis. Create a toning at the bottom of your pelvis and stretch it longer through your spine. Come back to center. Step your right leg back, come to your knees. Swing your feet around. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Janushirshasana. Straighten your right leg, bend your left leg, and bring the sole of your left foot onto the inside of your right leg. Turn and face your right foot. Stretch your arms up overhead. Reach up. Twist your torso to face your right leg, and then flex at your hip. Fold over your right leg. Keep your right leg straight and hold it wherever you need to so that you can keep it straight. We won't be in Janushirshasana for very long because I hurt my heel doing some work at the cottage. I hit it on a rock. I'll be fine, but it just hurts a lot, I'm realizing, being here in Janushirshasana. So get your work in here. Pull on your legs, stretch your spine. Push down through your heel. I know it's so hard to do. Straighten your leg. Wherever you're holding your foot, your leg, pull on your leg. Push your leg into your hands. Stretch longer through your spine. Tone your pelvic floor. All right, I've gone through the pain. Hold here. Open up the back of your right leg. Flex at your hip. Stretch long through your spine. And come up. Change sides. Open your left leg out to the side, bend your right leg, and place your right foot on the inside of your left leg. Turn and face your left leg. Stretch your arms up overhead, reach up, reach up, reach up, reach up, and fold forward. Fold over your left leg. Keep your left leg straight, just like on the first side. Keep it straight and strong. Reach over your leg with your body. Hold your leg where you need to so that you can keep it straight. Pull on it. Stretch your left leg straight, push your left heel down, and straighten your leg. Tone your pelvic floor, stretch your spine. And then stay here and breathe. You know, it's a lot of instruction. I expect you to miss a lot and ignore it, like on purpose. Like, be like, whatever, Stephen. And then take what you can. Take what you want. Pull on your leg, stretch through your spine, sit up. Come onto your back. Nope, don't come onto your back yet. Matsyendrasana first. Ardha Matsyendrasana, optional, or a slightly easier variation is this variation, which I just call Ardha Matsyendrasana, or Chatur Matsyendrasana maybe. If you want to bend your bottom leg as well and bring your left foot towards your right hip, you may. Take your right hand behind you. Stretch your left arm up, twist to the right. Touch your left arm onto your right leg. Take a nice gentle twist here. Open your chest up. Lean your chest up towards the sky. And untwist. Change sides. Take your left hand behind you, stretch your right arm up, reach up, and twist. Touch your left leg with your right arm. Haha, I saved it. I was gonna say the wrong arm. I saved it. Good thing. Touch your left leg with your right arm. Twist. Lift your chest up. Do a little back bend here. Just open up. Find yourself here. Untwist. Now you can lie down. Lie down, bend your knees, place your feet on the ground. Set up for bridge pose. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Stretch your hands towards your feet. Have about 1 hand distance between your butt and your heels. Bend your elbows. Push down through your feet. Scratch your ear if you need to, Stephen. Thanks for permission. Lift your butt. Setu Bandha bridge pose. Just a gentle bridge pose. Take your hands underneath you, interlace your hands, tuck your shoulders in underneath you, and then open up the front of your hips. We did a lot of forward folding at the end. Well, we did Janu Shasana. It's enough, isn't it? Lift your hips. Open up. Now you've got a jet going overhead. Release your hands, lower your hips. I don't know if you can hear the jet, but separate your feet as wide as your mat. Take your arms into cactus pose, and then take your knees over to the left and look to the right. Windshield wiper, or Korangiyasana with its Sanskrit name. Change sides. We'll do this a little dynamically. We'll move from side to side a little bit. Look over your left shoulder, take your knees to the right. Other side, knees to the left, look to the right. First time, no, second side, knees to the right, look to the left. It's hard, it's really hard. Come back to center. Bring your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your legs. Lift your head and shoulders. And stretch it out. Short Shavasana. I know it all flies by so fast when we're doing a 20-minute practice. The clock tells me that is 20, so let's take a short Shavasana. About 1 minute, maybe a little longer, and rest. Release your pelvic floor. Release your breath. Release your eyes.
Release your forehead. Rest. Start to deepen your breath. Move as you like to bring yourself back from your Shavasana. Stretch. When you're ready, bend your knees, turn onto your side, and come up to seated. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Thank you so much for practicing. Honestly, thanks for practicing. I know that it makes a difference in your life. It makes a difference in all our lives that each of us practice. My hope is that this practice will have helped you find yourself a little bit here in your practice. Connect to that, reconnect to that, who you are and how great you are, and how you feel today. How do you feel? Thanks for practicing. I hope you feel great. I feel great. That made me feel much better. Thanks. Namaste. Thanks for practicing today. I hope that helped you find yourself here in your practice, here in your body. If you're looking to do another class with me in the future, there's a class of mine. You can click on and add it to your watch later list. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please take a second, click my picture, then click the little bell icon and you'll get notifications when I post new classes. If you've got comments, please put it below. I'll get back to you. Thanks, OMies.